Hello, this is Cecil Sunk here from Hotkeyit.com, and in this video I'm going to share my insights that I've learned about how to defend properly a Proxy 2 racks. Because Proxy 2 racks in PvP can actually be very deadly if you don't scout it, or you don't understand how to recognize it without actually seeing the 2 racks go down. So, skipping through the very early portion of the game, as a Protoss player, you're going to be getting a pylon, and then a gateway, and then you're going to scout. Now, usually your scouting path is just going to go straight to the opponent's base, which is perfectly fine, but when you get there, there's something you have to do, just to make sure that there's nothing being proxied. Right as the probe gets up the ramp, you have to actually count how many SCVs are here, and the way you do that's very easy. So, right when your probe gets here, go ahead and control click on the SCVs. If there's one full line of SCVs and about one on the second line, or maybe 2 or 3 on the second line, then he's missing an SCV or 2. Sometimes Terrans actually do a depot scout, so if they're missing only 1 SCV, that's fine. So if there's 12 or 13 SCVs total in this selection, you're not being proxied. It's not possible. Or it's just a one racks proxy, which isn't going to do very well unless they have a geyser. So if you come in here and you see a geyser and a missing SCV and no racks in the base, then it's likely going to be proxy marauders, which is a very different situation. So what you should see when you control click is you should see 13 SCVs. Maybe one is missing building a racks somewhere, or they did a depot scout. However, if you come in here, there's only 11, which is how many there are right now, 8 on the first line, 3 on the second line. That means 2 are missing, both of them are over here building raxes. And we'll actually see in this replay that Seed doesn't count SCVs properly, and as such, he doesn't really chrono out anything out of his gateway, and then you'll notice soon after that there's just way too much stuff coming from these 2 gateways for our Protoss player to survive. And then after this, you'll be seeing a replay on what you can do if you scout the Proxy Reactor very early. So now he's finally chrono boosting the Stalker out. He didn't really chrono boost the Zealot out whatsoever. That was the biggest mistake you could have made. If you do realize what's going on, chrono out as much stuff from the gateway as possible, and then the rest is going to be up to micro on whether or not you survive. If he had one more Stalker here, perhaps he would be able to take care of everything, but I really think that missed chrono was really the game killer for our Protoss player. Here we have our second game between Run and Seed, and this time Seed does something very interesting in order to stop for the Proxy 2 racks. First of all, he scouts on 9, and if you scout on 9 in PvT, you have a very good chance that the probe will get up the ramp, because they're not going to have a full wall off quite yet. You're going to be able to see exactly how many SCVs he has in his base, and you're going to see if he's taking a Vespene Geyser or not. And in the event that you do notice that there's missing SCVs, let's go ahead and control click here. He's missing 1 SCV in this spot. He's got 2 of them proxying raxes. Then you can send out a scout probe and try to find them, just like Seed is here. Once you find them, you need to prevent one of the barracks from getting up with your probe by attacking one of the SCVs, which is exactly what's happening now. But then what's very cool is he pulls 1, 2, 3 probes off of his nexus, and he waits for them to return a mineral before pulling them. And then watch what he does with his 3 probes. I thought this was very interesting. He prevented one of the barracks from going up, and then he traps the Marine with his probes. If the barracks were up here, then he still would be able to trap the Marine. Or he wouldn't be able to trap it so efficiently like this, but 4 probes kills a Marine very easily. Especially if the Marines are only coming out one at a time, like here. Now the second barracks hasn't been able to get up. And these probes could just kill off the Marines one by one. It's okay if you lose a couple probes, because as you can see here, you should have quite a bit of a disparity because of these two proxied Raxes. They cost so much of an investment. And then by the time you get a Zealot over, because you delayed this Rax, and you killed a couple Marines, your Zealot should just be able to take out the last one, and then you should be basically home free. You'll be able to chrono out lots of stuff from your first gate, and they won't be able to get bunkers down up in your main. You'll be just fine. You can continually chasing all the Marines that come out of the Raxes, and you can see here the Zenix run just goes ahead and leaves the game. This can still also be an option if you do scout after gateway. You just have to immediately realize how many SCVs are there, and then pull a few probes and look for the proxy Raxes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, please ask me on the Hotkeyit forums. I'll gladly answer them.